Hello and welcome to this channel, however you found here, and welcome to a new video. And it's already been 2 months since the last video. I swear I'm working on stuff, but I always forget that I have to edit those videos in order to upload them. Like, if I didn't edit them, I would just give you weird footage, and that's not how it works. Anyway, today is another doll customization, and the third one in this series, it being the Spring Spirit. And funny story, this was actually the first doll I made, but I sort of did not edit the video in time, and it was supposed to come out like last year. It was supposed to come up on March 6th this year, but I flunked that one as well. Now we are here in May. Yeah. This definitely was not how I planned it. Anyway, here's the concept of the doll, and this is also the only one I did traditionally. All the other ones I did digitally and somehow forgot to talk about them. Also, I excuse my hand gesturing in the background that I don't see because I don't currently have the footage of me doing that. I'm trusting in my notes. Bad idea, I know. But what can I say? I just do that. Also, here's the doll. It's Monster High Venus McFlytrap, I think the name was. At least that's what I written down. And the only thing is that she has Frankie arms, but instead of Frankie hands. I originally just wanted to give her both Frankie hands, but the joint on one of her original hands broke, meaning I had to also replace the forearm with Frankie's. The only reason I wanted to give her different hands is because the pose they were in, it was this sort of clawing pose. I think I sort of showed that, but I don't know at which point I showed it. Like I said, I don't have the footage currently here. And I'm already tired of talking. Like, damn, this is a lot of talking I have to do. But at least I have a script for once that's detailed, not like with Saskia. But enough talking with the intro, this is 2 minutes long. Let's get into it. To start, I first cut off all the hair she originally had, and then went on to removing the head and the hair doubles that remained in the head, which I did off camera because that was the first time doing that, so I was a little bit more nervous, and I'm still hella nervous about removing doll heads. If you've seen Saskia's video, you'll know why. I won't explain it here again, and somehow that took me 40 minutes. Like, how? And I'm once again complaining about how disgusting the glue is inside the head. It's seriously disgusting. So yeah, I also removed the original face up outside because I don't want the smell of nail polish remover all over my room. So that's that. And yeah, the next clip is just getting rid of the glossy varnish that dolls have on top of the plastic. That way it's easier to then also blush the body, which will come way later on. I don't know in which clip, but it's gonna be way later on. So now I'm starting with the face up, and the first layer I do usually is just basic face blushing, and at the end I then add the sketch of the face, or rather just the eyes. That's the only thing that really needs to be sketched out. I also sketched out the eyebrows, which I would not recommend. You should rather just dust them on with pastels. Same for the lips, but at this point I only used one base brush, meaning I did not do that. So I really just did the very basic blushing. Something I did not know at the point, which would have been important to know, is that you're not supposed to spray the MSC, the Mr. Super Clear you need for sealing. You're not supposed to spray that too close to the face, and also not too much, otherwise it will end up with a sort of glossy, thick layer, which I ended up with on Vera's face. And yeah, that's why her face has a permanent glossy finish to it, which it should not, because it's MSC UV cut flat, which is the correct one, but I just used it wrong. Something I have not mentioned yet is that I really like her face mold. Not as much as the Abby doll's face mold. Abby is the doll I use for Saskia. That one will forever be my favorite face mold. I think I mentioned that quite a lot in Saskia's video, but yeah, the Venus McFlytrap face mold is also really beautiful. But if I had to choose between Abby and Venus McFlytrap, I would pretty surely I would choose the Abby face mold. I just love that one way more. And like an idiot, I also had my camera placement not correct at this point and did not even check if it was at the right point, so a lot of it is just out of the focus of the camera, so I apologize for that. Well, what can I do in hindsight now? So I've done quite a lot of complaining about how I did stuff so far, and I'm still not through. Next up are the lips. Usually what I also did with Saskia is you use pastels as the main base and just add some details with the pencils later on, but I completely did the lips with pencils. I did the same with June's though, so they look sort of weird. Yeah, you usually use pastels. The same goes for the eyebrows. I already mentioned that in the clip before, but usually dust on pastels to get your sort of base of how you want to position the eyebrows. And I just sketched them out with brown, even though the color of the eyebrows is purple and blue, mostly blue. There are just a few purplish streaks, but I decided to sketch it completely out in blue, which does not make sense at all, but I just did it. Something I also don't quite understand on why I did it at the time is that I waited an extra layer to start with the leaves on her right cheek, but yeah, just means more layers for that, I guess. And other than that, I just do the same over and over, just add more white to the sclera, more greens to the iris, also more green pencil to the lips, even though you should use pastels, and just build up more color on the eyebrows. That's all I do at this point, so just gonna keep on doing that. Things I question why I did them at the time part 2. Why did I add the eyeliner at this point already? Like, it's normally something you do at the final layer, but this is not the final layer. I also just added lower lashes on the left side because on the right side I didn't want to cover up the leaves. And the reason she doesn't have any upper lashes was because I wanted to give her fake lashes. But I did not end up doing it because I was too much of a coward. I did not know how to really do it, even though I watched other people's doll makeovers, but just didn't know how to do it. So yeah, she just has lashes on her left side eye. English is not cooperating with me anymore. essentially just doing the same over and over again, so let's real quick just talk how I came up with the name. Essentially, I just googled the translation of the word spring in different languages, but ended up choosing a translation I already knew, being the Italian translation, which is primavera, and to make it sound more name-like, I just choose the second part of the word being Vera. So yeah, that's where that name came from. Next up is just the basic body blushing, and you'll only see the first layer of me doing that. I think I did like 1 or 2, maybe more layers off camera, but yeah, I basically just put on a bit of the pastels to make the plastic look more alive, I guess you could say. And yeah, the way I did the arms in that up posture was perhaps not the best way to do it, because her shoulders totally did not get any of that pastel or of the sealant, so it is a weird area around the shoulders. You can definitely see that, yeah, that there's a difference between the blushed area and the shoulder area, which, yeah, it looks weird. Other than that, that's basically all that's happening, just giving a bit of shade with also the same pastels I used for her face. That's about it. Also, I did that while the face wasn't finished, and you perhaps should not do this to match the body better up with the face, because the face always will turn out darker than the body at the beginning, so you should wait till the face is done to blush the body to match them better up, not like the idiot me. That was not English. Onto the dress. I will be using the pieces you can currently see on the camera, and I think you also have a rough idea how it will look like through the sketch. Also, I should show 2 prototypes I made with the white fabric. It will be a mix out of those 2 for the skirt. The top will essentially look the same. In the end, I also added a little clay rose, which I already had pre-sculpted laying around. And the dress will be made completely off camera for reasons I really don't know anymore. Something that also has been made off camera is the wig, because I lost the little footage I had of making that. Yeah. And now you can see the finished skirt. I also painted some gold on the darker blue skirt, and I absolutely love the dress. Like, there's nothing I can really say about it that's negative. I just absolutely love it. Yeah, and with all that said, let's get onto the very cringy end result pictures. Yeah, this is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. And if you're interested in who the other doll next to Vera is, that is Midnight, my very first monster I repaint, which I've done with acrylics and no primer or sealant, meaning her face is basically coming off at this point, but that's beside the point. Again, thank you so much for watching to this point. If you want to check out Saskia and June's video, there will be links in the description, perhaps also in the iCard section if I don't forget that. And the fall/autumn doll will come Halloween this year, probably, if I don't forget again. I mean, I have those awesome time managing skills. Yeah. Anyways, thank you so much for sticking around till the end, and see you in the next video, whenever that will be. Yeah, bye for now.